And you may remember 2006. Well, Saints are seeking their best start to a season since then. 2006, they won 12 in a row. They collected the Grand Slam, the League Leaders' Shield, the Challenge Cup, and the Super League title at Old Trafford, beating Hull by 26 points to 4. And it's Luke Walsh, the man, the missing piece in the jigsaw that could take them back to Old Trafford in 2014. For Salford, 1997, their first year in Super League was their best ever start. Andy Gregory's side won 5 in a row that year. To come up with their best start since 1997, Saints will have to end a 7-match losing streak to St Helens, stretching back 4 years. In fact, they have a pretty poor record against the Saints, who won here 52-10 last year. Overall, it's 29 wins from 33 in Super League for St Helens against Salford. Second half is underway, and McCarthy Scarsbrook drives it forward, and there's the first tackle. Now, Salford, Steve Owens, is an obvious thing to say, I know, but they have to score first.
Yeah, not only that, and I'm sure that Brian Noble, their coach, would have said to them, we've got to make sure that we defend. You know, it took them well over 20 minutes to understand that they had a bit of a problem in that department. Looking to take that ball, but they really have got to be aggressive now, and a little bit more adventurous as well. We haven't seen much from Tim Smith. They've kept him pretty quiet. Maybe a change, maybe utilising Tim Smith, not first receiver all the time, but to come as a second man and play the ball a little bit out wider.
Referee, that ball was not played out by the Salford man. I think it might have been Adrian Morley. It's not played out, so the tackle count continues. Therefore, this is the last tackle, hence the kick from Wilkins. Straight down the middle now for St Helens, bouncing into the arms of Mullaney, and here is Greg Johnson.
Well, that was a decent set, decent defensive set from Salford. We saw in the opening couple of minutes they were on pure emotion. There's a little bit more structure to them this half.
There is. It's early days, admittedly, in the second half, but there is something on the boil, you fancy.
Well, that was a good run by Williams.
Great offload from McPherson, finds Tim Smith. And Ashurst has to go down on the tackle number 3. Here comes Morley, driving it forward, trademark of Adrian Morley.
And he's got them into a good position as well. It was no coincidence that when Morley came off the bench, they looked a little bit more steady. He's a great leader.
And I think Adrian Morley would have been looking at the opening front rows, Amor and Walmsley, who had loads of joy in that middle section. And I think he's brought it upon himself, and the rest of the Red Devils will have to follow his lead. We need to be hard, run strong.
I must say the kicking game from Salford is leaving a little bit to be desired, isn't it?
Well, it's getting repetitive, isn't it? And it does surprise me, the quality of the coach, Brian Noble. I do know that they have struggled in that department. Theo Farge is not the best. Tim Smith, yes, but they're putting him under so much pressure.
Here's Walsh, gets the short ball away. LaFranchi, I don't think will have appreciated that.
One of the biggest differences to me watching this is the accuracy of the passing from the two teams. I think that when St Helens pass the ball, it goes to where they want the man. Fantastically so, accurately so, quickly. And I don't find that the case with Salford at the moment. The skill level seems far higher, whether that be with passing or kicking.
Walsh's kick hits the ground, but doesn't make the 40-20 a possibility. Mullaney picks it up, gives it then to Williams. Good chase by Sia Soliola.
Yeah, great tackle right round the ankles.
Midway inside their own half now, Salford, with Mullaney, their fullback. And that's Shannon McPherson.
Oh, he's lost it.
Ball was
Penalty.
stolen.
I think he was turning around looking to offload, and it was just too tempting for the Saints defenders. If you have hands on the ball, does that mean it goes in the way of the ball carrier, Stuart?
Well, there has to be a ball steal for a start. You know, there was no real pulling motion on that. Our Saints might be badly done to on that one.
Oh, and Hocker's hit that at full pace. He screamed for that, and he got the ball away as well.
He came all the way from Eccles to run onto that, Eddie.
And he caught the elbow into Jordan Turner. He would have felt that. He's a little bit dazed. So he's getting himself involved. Steady, steady.
Yes, he's all knees, elbows and arms, isn't he, Gareth Hock? Now then, this is a chance for Salford with Tommy Lee. Trying to go in between Soliola and Frankie, and he got the ball away. Did he know he hangs on to it? Will pick himself up, will play it to Hock, and Hock will have a doubt himself. He'll take the tackle, play the ball again here now. And it comes back to Theo Farge. Here is Tim Smith. They're lined up down that right-hand side. Mulaney gets away from Lance O'Hire, gets away from another. Can he get the ball away? No, he can't. Yes, he can, but I think the referee called held. He called that the tackle had been completed. So back we go to the play the ball. Tim Smith, Farge. Farge tries to get the kick away, and it came off the chest of Louis McCarthy-Scarborough. And the prop forward, the loose forward, the substitute tonight, he dropped on it gratefully.
Boy, St. John's were very fortunate there. Okay, before the kick, remember they were working out on the outside there, and it was Adam Swift that came right out of the line. Hock went there. There's the strong elbow straight into the chest. Boy, Jordan Turner felt that.
Well, he took a bad knock in the Hull FC game last week. Gareth Ellis run into him with similar intensity. He had to leave the pitch and pass a cog test to play tonight, Jordan Turner, but he's a tough player and didn't want to miss this. But I'm picking up in the opening 5 or so minutes that the forwards of the Salford side have really set themselves that target. We need to set the same platform that the Saints forwards did in that first half.
This is Greg Johnson, who's coming off the wing looking for work at dummy half.
And I think he's done well, Eddie. I think he's really done well. I mean, it's interesting where you find talent for rugby league. He started out playing football and then ended up playing rugby union before he eventually began to play rugby league. I think sometimes we look too close to stay within sport, but he's been impressive for me. Loads of enthusiasm, fast and dangerous feet, and I'm sure we're going to see some exciting tries from him this season.
Yes, having a second attempt at Super League. He played in the Super League with Wakefield in 2011. This is Gleeson, who's been around, it seems, for years, 33 years of age. Former Great Britain and England international. He plays the ball. This is the last. And so the kick from Tim Smith is high, but too long again, and easy for Makinson. Makinson finds Lomax. He eluded the challenge of Ashurst. Bounces off Gleeson. Lomax keeps this run going.
And look how Lomax wants to get on with the job. That's another thing that Salford have to up the tempo, play the ball a lot quicker. Big run there. Walmsley yet again.
He'll stand and play to Roby. Roby will go down the left-hand channel. Here is Adam Swift. Game changers, Johnny Lomax, 9 o'clock on Saturday morning. Tremendous programme for the younger viewers. And I'm sure you'll enjoy Johnny Lomax's appearance on that. 9 o'clock, Sky Sports 1. Wilkin with a dink over the top. Watched all the way by Johnson. Will try and return this with a little bit of interest for the Red Devils. Tim Smith claps the hands and tries to instill a bit of enthusiasm into his teammates.
A lot of the Salford players were struggling. Oh, that'll be a penalty, surely. No.
Well, he's not getting any advantage, so the referee's just played on. There's no advantage gained, even though he did just run behind his
Good,
own
Stuart.
part.
Let's keep this game going. Keep the arm wrestle going.
So had he passed the ball, Stuart, or had he got through the line, that would have been a penalty.
Had he gained an advantage from that obstruction, he would have been penalised.
So McPherson goes down again. Lee. On his inside is Hock again. Hock gets it away to Melly, who had to stop and collect that. And henceforth, Jordan Turner came in with the tackle. Here is Lee again on halfway, gets spooked to ball. That's a much better kick, but where's the chase now?
Well, that's the best kick they've done all night, Salford.
The chase is a little laboured.
And the kick from the number 9 position is probably one of the best ones, because everybody's onside, and if you're all on the same page and you get running as soon as that kick is put in.
Salford looked to me like a team that need a game changer, Eddie, and that probably would be Rangi Chase. Sadly for the Salford fans, he won't be out there tonight, obviously injured with the ankle from round 1. But if you imagine him now out there with the ability he has to change the match and create something which seems impossible, I think all of a sudden they could be even more competitive. Without him, one or two of the other players here now to stand up and find a break. Gareth Hock's possibly the man who could provide something to fire the Salford side and give them something to shout about.
Aymore with a quick play, the ball to Roby. Roby with a quick scampering run from dummy half.
He'll be furious, Roby, because he wanted
turnover.
He was looking for an offload there. He took the gamble, went for the power play. Not impressed, Mr. Roby.
So here comes Salford. Can they get across the St Helens line for the first time tonight? Still trailing 12-0. We're coming up to the 10th minute of the second half.
Well, you can see now that Salford are gaining over the advantage now. They've got to make good field position so they can apply the pressure with a kick.
Smith, flat pass. Watched all the way by the St Helens defence. Here's Smith again, and Morley. Well, Morley almost had to beat Tim Smith first up then because he ran in front of Adrian when the pass had been given.
Kick to the corner's got to be on, surely. They've gone for the power play.
They have with Hawk. Dumps the ball down to Williams. He dumps it down to Melly. It finds its way entirely to Tim Smith, who runs away from Roby. Gets the kick in, bouncing everywhere. Picked up by Soliola. Here come the Saints in response. Soliola. He's got men out wide. One of them is Percival. He's quick. Swift is even swifter. And that's good defense. No, it isn't. Oh, brilliant. Brilliant to Percival. What a try. What a try down the left-hand side for Percival. From one end of the field to the other, the Saints. It looked like the opportunity had gone. They managed to keep the arms clear. Swift and Percival, great combination down the left. And Percival over for the try. And that will break the Salford City Reds of old, the Salford Red Devils of today. It could break their hearts.
Total confusion when they wanted to get the kick away. They were in desperate. They really were desperate. What am I going to do? Can I get it? Hot went close. They knew that they had to get some form of a kick away. They did well to offload. Had the touch there, and it was all over the joint. And then they finally got the kick. It could have gone anywhere. And Soliola set sail. What about the dummy? Sent the ball away, back on the inside. The youngster said, I'm going to give it to Swift eventually. Oh, this is outstanding. The pen was enough. What a game this kid's had.
And Steve, what about the quality from Soliola? He's been on the bench for the 3 games in Super League so far. He picks that ball, plucks it up, backs himself, and he has a 30-metre run to decide what he's going to do with that ball. He dummies a drop-off, and he throws a spin pass right into the path of Percival, who feeds his winger, stays in contention to get the ball back. An absolutely wonderful try from St Helens.
And Soliola, I think, has taken his seat on the bench. He's been withdrawn, and this is a tester for Luke Walsh. 100% with the boot. I don't think we've seen him miss on Sky Sports yet. This is the biggest test he's faced in front of our cameras, and he hasn't missed that one.
That's absolutely amazing. That's 15 out of 16 kicks since he started playing in Super League. Now, what you bear in mind that one of the problems St Helens had last year was goal kicking. That might make a difference. You know, you might watch this try and say, wow, it's a little bit lucky. If it had bounced for Salford, they'd have scored. You don't have to, you need more than luck to score a length of the field try like that on a turnover of possession. Good sides, teams that get to grand finals can turn something into nothing, and they've done that here, really. They've gone the length of the field and really broken the hearts, I think, of the Salford side.
You're right, Phil, and the positional sense by Percival. As soon as he offloaded to the winger Swift, he made sure that he had the momentum to get the inside pass. Outstanding.
Well, Matazai is putting himself about. He's been involved in both of those 2 tackles and hanging on in the end with the arms and hands all over the ball. The Saints tried to get a quick play of the ball, and he come up with 2 tackles, and then he comes up with a penalty.
Yeah, messing around. You've got to remove yourself, get yourself in front. I must say, Phil Bentham tonight has handled this very, very well indeed. He's allowed both sides to get a good 10 metres. We've had some exciting stuff. Okay, most of it has come by Saints. But there was a
He's
period.
playing well, Kyle Amor. Good late footwork at the line. Always finds his front. Always a fast play of the ball.
Wilkin will get to his feet, play to Roby. Roby went down the short side, then came back into the middle, finds Ohio. Tarzai gets the tackle in. Not standing square surely there, Morley, was he? But doesn't matter because Saints have smuggled the ball away to Jones via Walsh.
He's been dangerous all the time, hasn't he, James Roby? It's wonderful to see him back to full fitness. Look at the amount of space that allowing Walmsley to go.
The ball went backwards. It's play on, play on. Amor! Amor scores for Saints.
Fully deserved if this is awarded, and I think it is. As Baz said, in the first half, he was magnificent. Just ripped the Salford forwards apart. Great hairstyle, but boy, this guy has got the strength.
The big Cumbrian forward. Looks like nobody owns him. He needs a right good shave and wash, but my word, he can play the game. Look at him pushing up in support with his fellow front rower. Just stays in the action, the ball's on the ground. He gets it, keeps his leg dry, and has the intelligence to roll over, knowing that the try line is just above. That full head of hair. Tremendous try from the front rower.
Yes, terrific stuff from Kyle Amor. Barry, is he a pal of yours? I don't think he will be after that comment.
He is. I can say that.
I
yes.
thought you might get away with that.
When you look at his career path, it's fascinating. He was in the lower division, signed from Whitehaven, went to Leeds, and I'll be honest, I watched his first few games for the Rhinos. He was awful. He wasn't able to play at that pace. Leeds sent him out. He left the club then, went to Wakefield for 3 years, and it's taken 3 years for him to become one of the best props in this competition.
Well, as Luke Walsh just slots over another goal for Saints, we debate that when a player's ready, at what stage do we say no, they're not good enough and send them on the way, or do we just persevere with them? Kyle Amor's a wonderful example of what grit and determination, professionalism, discipline in his life. He's got tremendous family to back and support him, and it's perseverance that's got him to the stage that he's at now, and he's at that fine place when you get to when you're playing well, and you don't sometimes as a front rower you don't know what you're doing different this year to what you did last year, but he's just in that rhythm and that groove now.
Yeah, and in many ways he reminds me of another, shall we say, Cumbrian. It was Dick Huddart. Okay, he played in the second row, but he used to run exactly that way out wide, and boy, to see a huge man running with so much ferocity is a pleasure to watch.
Well, the St Helens fans are really rubbing salt into the doctor's wounds here tonight. They've just been chanting, "What a waste of money." I think that's a little strong, a little bit harsh with 3 rounds yet to be completed.
Well, when they played here last year, they won, was it 52 points to 10? It was a one-sided affair. Even though the score's 24-0, I think this game's been competitive. Howarth, can he get on the ball? He's charged it down, turned it over. Now then, we haven't seen an attacking threat though really yet, have we, from this Salford side?
Howarth, the 6th and final former St Helens player. He was there only last year on loan, wasn't he? You might remember, with Roby in the wars. He made 16 appearances in all. There he is at dummy half, giving the ball to Harrison Hansen, Brian Noble's last signing for the start of 2014. Howarth is waiting again. Will he come down the left-hand side? Yes, he does, with Fage to Hock. He gets away from Walsh, gives it then to Malley.
And I've got to say, Eddie, that you know, when Stuart Howarth was there at St Helens, did a fine job substituting for James Roby. He didn't let the side down, that is for sure, but golden opportunity now for Salford. You know, they need to score. Okay, 24-0, it's going to be difficult for them to get anywhere near to get involved and maybe get these vital 2 points, but for their confidence, they've got to get over that goal line, score the try.
Well, Morley's trying to take them there with that first run after the penalty. Whoops, a swing at the left arm towards Walmsley. Fortunately, Alex ducked.
It was a real haymaker, wasn't it?
He's trying to play the ball quicker, I understand. He's got to surely put him on a warning here.
Warning who, Phil? Saints or Salford?
He's got to warn St Helens. They've got to release the man when he's been tackled.
Here's Theo Fage. On the chance comes Gareth Hock. Oh, he's a heck of a thing to stop. Somehow St Helens do. Howarth and Fage and Hansen. And here is Tarzai.
This is where Tim Smith or Farget has to have a go. Ask the question.
Hansen gets the pass away. What's that Frenchman's name?
Theo Farge.
Theo Farge, there he is. And he... Oh, there's a mistake.
Shocking pass.
That's an example of the skill level, I think. If you went back and watched the 150 passes that both sides make in this match, you'll see a big difference really in the quality. It looks too low, too hard really to catch that when you've got players running at your face.
You're right, Phil. It's Harrison Hansen, loose forward by trade. He has to put that accurate pass right into the pathway, as you said, not to the play, to the pathway, right where he wants it.
You could almost say that's a try-scoring position, really. They're on their opponent's line, they've got possession, there's a chance to score from there, but not if the pass doesn't find the man.
Well, Eddie's still smirking and laughing in the background, but as you well know, my French is not all that good.
Your English isn't much better, Steve.
Yeah.
Too true.
Well done, Barry, you got there first. We all shouted that. Actually, you also have a good name for the Cattle and Dragons coach, don't you?
Yeah, about 8 or 9 different versions.
Here comes Kyle Amor.
Boy, if ever a man has put his body on the line, this fella has. Smart move, wasn't it? Nathan Brown bring back a little bit early into this second stanza.
Oh, here comes Jordan Turner. Goes inside for Willie Mann, beg your pardon. He goes inside Francis Melly. The ball's knocked on both ways. He played the first one, and so this will be head and feed. Steve, give us his name, will you?
Racenu.
No, him on the screen.
Smith. Tim. You must know.
Tim Smith, there you are.
Or should I say Timothy?
Yeah, Salford might not win this game, but the next quarter, the final 20 minutes, is very important, I think, for them here now. That they've proved they are a side that don't fall apart when things go wrong. They can play for 80 minutes even when the scoreline's against them.
Timothy Smith.
They can catch the ball when it's thrown in their direction.
Phil, I was just about to agree with you. It's not the fact that they're going to go down in this match, and look at that. Holy moly. Ball on the floor, and that's right into his path. It's not the fact that they're going to go down, it's the manner that they go down, and you'll see, you get that little voice in the back of your mind, and as a player, you don't want to be associated with a poor performance. You want to be the one on Monday or Tuesday that the coach turns around and says, well, he didn't give up.
Well, Brian Noble just paid us a visit before the match this afternoon earlier, and he said he was really looking forward to this, thought his players would perform well. They've trained well all week, they're really on top of the game. But they said they thought they had to win the ruck, didn't he?
Yeah,
we'll see Salford again next Thursday, by the way. They're at Widnes, 7:30 Sky Sports 1 again.
Listen,
and then the following night, look at that, Huddersfield Leeds.
I don't have to tell Brian Noble how to coach, that is for sure, but he knows that they have just dropped down in the basics.
Well, he was right, they had to win the ruck, they just didn't do it.
And I'm afraid that they have conceded a penalty here because there were 2 in the tackle and the ball was stolen from Roby.
Only just. Will it take the 2? Yeah, why not? Let's have a breather. 24-0. That's smart thinking.
Just going to go back to goal kicking here, why he takes an attempt to kick 2 more. Last year, Sentinels used 8 different goal kickers. Now, over the course of the season, they just succeeded in just less than 70% of the kicks they went for. This guy's over 90% with his success rate. Just imagine over the course of the season what a difference that's going to make in the tight games if he continues to slot them over as he has for the first 3 rounds.
Well, we said it, didn't we, in the opening round when he had an outstanding game, that he was the missing piece of the jigsaw, and Nathan Brown was very, very smart to ensure that they signed this fella, and what a signing is turning out to be.
Another successful kick, another 2 points, 26 points to 0. If he keeps going like this, Luke Walsh, first 3 rounds of the competition, he's been sensational.
And there has been the difference. It's easy to explain. Wellens comes on.
I think it's his birthday today, Paul Wellens.
But getting back to the point, the difference between the two sides, Eddie, is I mentioned that Salford really letting themselves down in the basics, but St Helens, they have been superb. Kicking game has been good, defence is good. Completely outplayed the opposition.
So Wellens into the fray. Amor is greeted this time by 3, led by Lama Tarsai. Roby, here's Walmsley again, bump away from 1, takes on Melly, down he goes, gets up again, Melly back for a second chance.
Problem with Hock. He went in awkward. Hock is in a lot of trouble, I think.
There's his ankle. He has an ankle problem, Gareth Hock.
Yeah, you just see it go from under him. The Saints fans in the ground tonight enjoying an ex-Wigan player picking up a knock. You just see the right ankle just buckle under him, but it was the intensity of Alex Walmsley's run. He bumped away from one player, kept going. Will Gareth Hock have to leave the pitch?
Well, will he be tempted to leave the pitch? Will Brian Noble be tempted to take him off?
Oh, I think it's got to go.
26-0 with 64 minutes or thereabouts gone.
The game's gone. They've got to take him off. It's as simple as that.
They might try
Don't
and
take a
keep
risk.
him in Cottonwool for next week and a visit to the club that he played for last year, the Widnes Vikings. This is Amor again. And Hock has left the field. He's on the sideline getting treatment as Walsh finds Ohio, and he gets the ball away to Wilkin. Roby. Lomax changes direction, comes back this way, tries to crawl his way to the line. Roby with Saints 3 meters away from the line. It's Walsh. Back it comes to Ohio. And there is Turner, and Turner gives it then to Makinson. He's quick. Brilliant. Oh, almost a great pass inside, but it was forward.
Thought I was going to see another one of those spectacular tries. Just didn't have enough space to work in. Is that forward, Stu?
That's a forward pass, that one. Travel a good couple of metres forward.
Keep it tight in the ruck, Salford. A few hands.
So scrum down, head and feed because of the forward pass to the Salford City Reds.
It's a pretty long way up the field, isn't it, as well? And I just get the feeling that some of these Reds players feel they're out on their feet.
Let's get some injury news on Gareth Hock. Rodstad.
Well, Gareth Hock with that right ankle problem has come off as a precaution, Eddie. They're taking a long look at it. He won't be back on tonight, I'm pretty certain about that. But bear in mind also they've got Rangi Chase out with an ankle problem for the next couple of weeks as well. So 2 of the marquee signings for Brian Noble and Dr. Marwan Kukash out of action at the moment. It's not helping, is it?
No, it isn't. You can spend a lot of money, but if your horses get injured, either on the field or in training, you have problems.
Well, you've said it's a long way up the field. It's a long way to the grand final as well on the evidence for tonight. I mean, they've got a lot of work to do, but they've got over 20 games in which to improve, and I guess that has got to be something that they've spoken about. They must imagine that over the course of this season, they're going to improve faster than every other side because they've got some brilliant players and they've got to improve on their combinations.
Are you hedging your bets, Phil? Yet?
No, I'm still backing them. I believe in the dream. I certainly believe in it. If you only need to see the interview of the owner beforehand to see how passionate he is and how strongly he believes that he can take this side all the way to the top of rugby league.
All I can say, Phil, is that Dr. Kukash is not doing the tackling. He is not passing the ball. He can talk all he needs, but this is a reality check to him. He has to understand that they have to go through the basics a lot better throughout the season.
Super League's about getting better, and I don't think that the season hinges on this victory or defeat by the Salford Reds. What they've got to do is learn. They played against an exceptional side in St Helens. To be nil-in 26 with just less than 70 minutes on the clock is a feat in itself. There's a danger we don't give Saints enough credit by the fact that we're shocked about the performance Salford have put in. They just need to get better and learn each and every week.
Well, St Helens have been sensational from minute one, and that kick to the corner by Lance O'Hire was typical. It was inch perfect, it was right onto the line, and it meant that the Salford Red Devils had to work the ball away from their own line. And, well, what are we now? 3 tackles, they've made 20 metres, and that's the pressure, that's the standards that Salford have got to attain.
Yeah, you don't have to be Einstein to make sure that if your defence is good, forwards get over that line, get them into a good position. They've been playing the ball a lot much quicker than the opposition. I mean, Salford will improve. There's no two ways about that.
Mike,
they'll learn a big lesson tonight.
It's only 2 weeks ago that St Helens beat Warrington, last year's grand finalists, by 30 points. So on that evidence, we are seeing a side that started the season particularly good form. Didn't St Helens finish last season winning 6 of the last 7 games as well in Super League?
And Phil, you don't need to be the best team in February. You need to be the best team in October and late September and begin that run, find the form, find that groove. I'm mightily impressed with Kyle Amor's game tonight.
There's been some stars, that's for sure. James Roby at his best, as we expect. Good hard work from this fella, Kyle Amor. Alex Walmsley created all sorts of problems for the defence from Salford.
I'm just going to put a case forward for the front row, Kyle Amor. If he gets the man of the match, Steve-O, he may well have some spare pennies, enough to find some grooming products. A bit of a trim on the cards for him.
Well, I've got plenty.
Gleeson loses the ball. The referee has deemed that it was stolen in the tackle, with 2 men in the tackle.
I think there's somebody around the legs.
And so it's a penalty to Salford.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Wellens, they tried the first time, he succeeded.
There's just somebody around his legs there, so he just got the penalty right there, Phil Bentham. Good call.
Ooh, they were fortunate to get that. They went for distance and just got it in the end.
It's a terrific penalty, this. Now then, can Salford make hay out of all that? Here is Pulatua again.
It's not just important for the players, it's important for the fans that they show something a little bit different.
Melly. Makinson did well, actually, to cling on to him. Williams scampers in at dummy half. There's another problem for Salford. One of their players is down. It's Mullaney, the fullback. He's limping his way back into the line. This is Smith.
Shot, what a hit. Soliola, take that.
Howarth has a dab at them. And it's sheer weight of numbers that keeps him out.
You can tell that the message has gone out from Nathan Brown. It's 0 up on the scoreboard. I want it to be on the 80th minute too.
Well, they held up over the line, so back they come for the last tackle 10 metres away. And Smith will hoist the kick out wide. Johnson palms it down, and it is St Helens ball. Ryan Gibbs, we've seen him a couple of times tonight, just seen him again. Just checking what on earth was going on for Salford. He's come to see them tonight, and they've lost, or they're losing with 9 to go, 26-0.
Just look at the blue shirts in the frame. No Red Devils. Had enough faith in that kick to surround Greg Johnson. Sorry, Ed. Greg Johnson when he went up for it.
Roby just having a look around. Gives the pass infield to Manu. Manu's not tackled. Still not tackled, now he is. This is the last one coming up for St Helens.
Oh no, no.
You can't do that.
Go from the side, mate.
Yeah, it's like leaving a little bit of chocolate on the pillow, isn't it? You really shouldn't eat it, but you want to, and he did.
Couldn't resist, could he? Could not resist.
You can tell which hotels you stop in, Steve-O.
Only the best.
Here comes Willie Manu. That's the first one. They're 20 metres away. Can they register 30 points again here tonight? Lomax. Roby. This is Luke Walsh. Back he comes to Ohio. Ohio with a drop of the shoulder and a feigned pass to Soliola. Nearly caught them cold. Roby. Roby attacking the line. Here is Louis McCarthy's Carsbrook. Leg drive all the way to the line. And down he goes.
Come on, James, throw the dummy and go through the legs.
Goal 4, that's it.
He's just popped it up. It's a drive to the line. Is it a try?
Yes, I'd say so.
He's given the try. The try for LaFranchi. Anthony LaFranchi hit that ball at pace. Took the pass. There was no stopping him. And almost adjacent to the post, Anthony LaFranchi has come up with the latest try. His second of the season, subbing all 3 so far.
Beautiful play, set pattern move. James Roby goes to his right, swivels, big fella coming to it. There you go. It's an old move. It's been going around for years and years and years. But I'll tell you, ladies and gentlemen, it is still effective.
Well, he scored a very similar try to that at Warrington on the opening night. And he burrowed his way through a pile of players, just as he has done here tonight as well.
It looks easy, it looks simple, but you need to be brave to catch them. But it's the threat of James Roby. All the defenders on the line are more conscious about what he's potentially going to do with the ball. A nice slip pass to give LaFranchi a nice try.
Well, another 100% goal-kicking record for Luke Walsh. That's 6 out of 6 now for him. And St Helens are leading by 32 points to 0. It's been a very good display again from Saints. They're laying the marker down in 2014.
They certainly are. They started well, remember. And they're unbeaten so far. It's as old as myself and Eddie put together that move.
362.
Salford fans are heading for the exits, by the way. They had to battle their way in here tonight. Now they've got to battle their way out. They'll keep their heads up high, though. It's their first defeat of the season. There'll be plenty more victories.
Well, I bet if the other clubs are tuning in to watch the action, Hull Kingston Rovers and Catalan, the next 2 opponents for St Helens, what we're really looking forward to the prospect of playing against the side that just look to have started the season so sharp. You know, I mean, they look as though they've had a fantastic pre-season, and whether it be an attack or defence, the skill levels are high, the aggression's high, concentrations are really up at the highest level at present, and they look like the team to beat.
They do. And Salford will hope that they get over the line in the next 5 minutes, because they last failed to score in the first round against Wigan here last year. They lost by 42 points to 0 on that occasion. At the moment they're trailing 32-0, but Saints and Luke Walsh just winding the clock down.
He's a great brain, this fella. He's had a fine match, Luke Walsh, but I must say it has been a good team effort all the way around.
Well, James Roby's fitness is pivotal to St Helens. He was missing for so long last year.
And they suffered from it. It's as simple as that. Then they went through the tragedy of being without Johnny Lomax for a certain amount of time. But this has been a really solid team effort. They talk to each other, the defence, they're very, very hard to get through.
And remember, they've got Luke Walsh. They've also got Mosi Masoi yet to figure. A couple of new faces, Kyle Amor, Luke Walsh have been impressive early. It is a very good start to the season if you're a St Helens fan. You're top of the table tonight.
And fully deserved as well. And let's not forget, you know, the likes of Makinson and Swift, Percival, and Turner's had a big game. This has been a tremendous effort. Nathan Brown will be very, very pleased with this.
Well, they haven't won the Super League crown for 8 years. Is this the team that will take them to their 6th Super League title since 1996? Oh, Makinson with a bit of work to do now. Goes down, takes the challenge from Howard. There'll be a goal line dropout here. for the Saints.
He shakes his head, doesn't he, the young wing, and really he should have plucked that ball at the first opportunity. Good work by Howard, good chase, but he's had a fine game, and he's done his best since he came off the bench, that's for sure.
2 3/4 minutes remaining. The Saints fans are going nowhere. They're happy enough to stay to the bitter end tonight. Cheer their team to the rafters at the end. Walsh with the goal line dropout. Smith's underneath it. Here comes the runner that's full of tour. Now can Salford get some consolation? Howarth and Smith. Long ball. Johnson, he's been impressive tonight. Johnson in the losing side.
Certainly has. He's worked overtime, but once again, I just get a little bit worried about this Adam Swift. He comes off that line and comes in on the angle. They get away with it. They cover so well to St. Helens.
Matty Ashurst goes down 10 metres away. Halfway through this set of 6, maybe Salford's last. The ball went to ground but went backwards, so Theo Farge is able to pick it up and have another little dash at the Saints defence. Now then, this is the last one for Salford. Howarth is waiting. Back it comes from Howarth. Here's Tim Smith. Tries to slide the kick through. It bounced off the outside of his boot, actually.
That's virtually what they've been left to do, is just the kick.
Ashurst held on, but Saints held on to Ashurst.
Yeah, they had the numbers there. So well disciplined. They get themselves in one line. As I say, the only sort of negative that I can pick out is that the way that young Swift, this very bad habit of coming out on the wing.
Here he is again. I think he must be encouraged to drift in field off the wing by Nathan Brown.
Well, not in defence, because, you know, a better team will pick him out.
Walsh back on the inside to LMS again. 40 seconds of the match remaining as Roby takes St. Helens forward again to the 4th tackle. He'll see this out, try and get the kick in.
We're looking at James Roby, and it's the things that he does in attack that maybe catch your attention, but 49 tackles he's put in defensively tonight. A good stint for a tremendous player.
Oh, Ohio, they're all waiting for the kick. It never came. And Ohio has got the speeders outside him. Percival seals the win with his second try. Salford were waiting for the kick, and Ohio had second thoughts. Shaped a kick, Salford held back, gap opened up, he shot through it, Percival in support. It's another super try from Saints, another try for Percival.
Yeah, they went for the dummy, didn't they? They thought he was going to get the kick, but he was smart enough. And how smart is that as well? He's a great prospect, this fella. He's making a name for himself in the greatest game of all. And why not? When you get the opportunity like this, look at the balance on this boy. Oh, that's good. Fantastic stuff.
Yes, a tremendous try from Percival. Just puts the icing on the cake for the Saints. Just the kick to come. The only question that's remaining now is, will Luke Walsh maintain this 100% kicking record that he has attained tonight? 6 from 6. Another difficult one to come. It's 36-0. This for 38-0. And what do you say, Phil? In or out?
A test of his concentration is, because you could forgive him here really for switching off, couldn't you, mentally? You know, the game's over, people walking home, as you can see around him. The hoot has sounded. It's almost a meaningless kick. The only challenge here is for himself, whether he can get back into the zone here. And I mean, we know he's a good kicker, we've seen that in the first 3 weeks. But can he here now? Is he one of those people who can switch it on when he needs to, when he wants to do? And there'll be times when he has to do.
Well, 18 from 19. That's the angle he's got to make it 19 from 20. As I say, this is a personal battle. Oh, he doesn't miss, does he? No, he doesn't. Not even with the help of the woodwork. He's going to be a great player for Saints, this fella. He's going to be a great player in Super League in 2014. St Helens top of the first utility Super League tonight. The man of the match is Kyle Aymore, and he is with Rod Studd.
Yeah, thanks, Eddie. Carl, well done on the man of the match, and well done on a great performance by Saints. To come to any ground in Super League and win 38-0 must leave you really buzzing.
Yeah, definitely, Rod. You know, we come here and we knew that the amount of money that's been spent at Salford and the quality of personnel they brought in, we knew it was going to be a tough game, and we said it was really important to get off to a good start and maintain that throughout. And I think a team performance showed tonight that we did do that.
It was a big move for you in the off-season from Wakefield, obviously, and pressure comes with that. You know, you're into a whole new dimension of the game. You've settled in perfectly, though, haven't you?
Yeah, so far so good, Rod. You know. All the boys have been absolutely fantastic for me, and when you're surrounded by such quality and you've got like a general like Luke Walsh guiding you all over the place, it makes your job a little bit easier, and again, so far so good, yeah.
Much has been made of this big St Helens pack, which is doing a lot of damage early on in the competition. What do they like to play with these blokes? Yeah,
again, outstanding. There's quality all through there. Big Alex Walmsley, he proves a tough customer to handle, and he gets us that real go forward, doesn't he? So we'll look at each and every game, each and every week, and we'll try and kick on further. So this one's over and done with now, and we'll move on to next Friday night against Hull KR.
Just finally, people are making you favourites of the competition now. Do you see yourself as favourites?
I wouldn't say that. You know, I think we're concentrating very much on our own selves each and every week, and people can say what they like, but we know what our goals are amongst the group, and we'll keep working hard towards that.
Thanks, Carl. Well done tonight. Thanks for talking to us.
Can I just say hello to me missus and kids watching back home?
You just did it.
Thanks, Mark.
Okay. Here comes Adrian Morley. Adrian, thanks for coming in to talk to us. I know it's not easy after a home defeat. Just give us the verdict, because people said this is the acid test for this Salford side. What's the verdict from the camp?
Oh, we got taught a few things tonight off St Helens, who are one of the strongest sides in the competition. We started very well. You know, we was caught a little bit in the headlights, was a bit startled there, and second half I thought we started it well for 10 minutes or so. We got ourselves into the game, but when they scored that try against the running play, our heads went down a bit, and you know, it's a tough lesson, but we will learn from today, and I'm sure we'll get better.
There were good things that you did, because, for instance, you really knuckled down after conceding 2 early tries to keep it to 12-0 at half-time. There will be positives to take from it.
Yeah, definitely. You learn from each lesson. It was a really tough lesson we've learned tonight, but as I say, we'll get better, and you know, we'll put this one down to experience and bounce back.
Thanks for talking to us, Adrian. We appreciate it.
Cheers, Rod.
Well, Adrian Morley talking Salford up, as he must do, of course, being the club captain, but they met a side in a different class tonight, and that scoreline really says it all. Percival with 2 tries, Wilkin, Walsh, Aymore, Lafranchi, 7 from 7 for Luke Walsh, and the result really never in doubt. 38 points to 0. Well, I wonder what Brian and John Wells have made of all of that.